So we have our second colour row. So now we are going to work another row of our funny double crochet row, if that's what you want to call it, because it's not like normal crocheting, what you would do normally. It's a little bit mixed up. So attaching our yarn, that's right, back loop only, pulling it through, picking up our main colour, and then doing a chain just to secure it, pulling down the tail there to make it tight, and chaining one. This counts as our first single crochet. So we need to doing this coloured row here, we're going to form that colour row there. So what we did was 4 single crochets into the back loop only. Our first stitch is our chain, so that's 2, 3 and 4. We are now working down into the leftover front loop of the cream, like we did before down here. Now this is going to make it, because we've done this row here, it is going to make it easier to see what stitch we need to go into, because it all lines up. So this is our double crochet, so we want to work into this loop here, because these double crochets are going to line up. When you look up and down the blanket, they will line up. So there's our first, second, third, fourth, and we're working into our 5th stitch. See how it's above this double crochet here, and then the other 3 stitches are above those. So that is going to help you immensely on where to put the stitch. I'll stop jabbering on and show you what I mean. So we're working into the vacant front loop, with a double crochet, and like I said, it is easier to do off camera. I am just trying to make it a lot easier to see. And we actually crochet, or I know I do, when we do our demonstrations, around the camera. So I'm sitting behind the camera with my arms around it, and they're in front of it. And it is quite an unnatural way to crochet, because you're normally sitting in your comfy chair, laying back and relaxing. So now remember, we need to do 4 more single crochets into our colour row. And because our stitches lay up like that, you'll be able to see where we need to go next. So working in the back loops only again, we need 4 single crochets. Now we're working our double crochet into the row below. And because we can use this row as a guide, we can see where we need to go. So it should be that loop there. Let's just double check, make sure my theory is right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that one's the 5th. Going into the vacant front loop of that stitch. And hopefully by now you've got the gist of where you're working into. That's 4 stitches. We need to do 4 single crochets, working into the back loops only. You're going to dream about the back loops, aren't you? So that's 4 stitches, doing our double crochet into the vacant cream loop down below. Making sure you're only going through the cream loop. making sure it doesn't fall off your hook as well. I'm blaming it on the angle I'm sitting on. Good excuse, and I'm sticking with it. Okay, so we've got our 4 stitches there. So of course we're just going to repeat this all the way across. See that it's starting to take shape now? And I think this is a very, very pretty pattern, and for something that is reasonably easy, it gives a very good effect. So I'm up to the last 4 single crochets, and if you haven't got 4 single crochets left, you'll know you've done a mistake somewhere. It's always good to have the right amount of stitches left. Cutting our yarn, remembering to make it the length of our fringe, pulling it up like that, pulling tight to secure. So we just repeat the method for as long as you want to. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I think it has quite a nice back to it as well, which is good because sometimes the back bit can be ugly. Don't forget to comment and rate the video. Thanks for watching. Of trebles.